This episode of On the Line is presented to you by Living.fit, your one stop for all your fitness needs. Make sure you go download the app Living.fit today. Now here's the show. Welcome to On the Line. Today is Friday, September 2nd, first show of September. We're in football season, but we got a great show for you guys today. We got Aaron Jeffery on the program coming off his win over Austin Vanderford. That's a very fun interview. Glad we could be part of this little media tour he's got going on. Once we wrap up with Aaron, we got our UFC Paris preview coming up. Very fun, as always. Haven't done it yet. I know it's going to be kick-ass, though. And then we wrap up with our medals and just random other stuff that's going on in the world of MMA in sports. Before that, if you're listening on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Listen to Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, any other podcasting platform. Hit that follow, leave a review, tell your friends. But without further ado, here is Aaron Jeffery. We are joined by a very special guest. His hype train hasn't taken off just yet. They're still accepting riders. But we are joined by Aaron Jeffery, my man. Has life even slowed down since you knocked out Vanderford?
No, not really. I mean, maybe towards the end of this week a little bit, but I don't know. There's still like one or two interviews every day and social media shit blowing up. So no, I've been a busy guy.
You've been a very busy guy. So I want to preface this by saying this. I actually really wanted to have you on before your fight. I got my weekends messed up, and now it looks like I'm bandwagoning off of everything, and I feel like such a casual, I feel like such a shithead. I mean, that's like the story with you, though, for me, too, is I also wanted to bet on you to beat Vanderford and by KO, and when the time I got in there to place the bet, everything closed. So it's like my story of my life with you is just I'm always just a little bit late.
Likely stories.
Oh, I knew you wouldn't believe me. I knew you wouldn't believe me, but hey, you know what? Sometimes Bellator isn't always the best at their marketing, and I always forget their dates. But it is what it is, man. As I said, this whole thing's crazy. The social media's blown up. Everything's blown up. And I mean, you had Joe Rogan following you. You got the Ariel Helwani podcast, which, by the way, who was the person that found out Joe Rogan followed you before even you found out? Because that's a little sus.
I don't remember, to be honest. But yeah, someone texted me and said, "Hey, Joe Rogan follows you now." And I'm like, how do you know that before me? Weird, right?
That's really someone just watching your followers.
Yeah, all of a sudden, followers,
right? Joe Rogan follows you. Hey, dude.
When I'm getting hundreds of new followers all within the same couple hours, I don't know how someone spotted that Joe Rogan followed me.
It's crazy, dude. That's just a little. Was it a friend or was it someone? So it was
no,
a friend.
It was a friend. It was a friend, but still, it's weird.
That's weird. That's really weird. What was crazier then? What's kind of more of this can't be real? Is it Joe Rogan following you or the Ariel Helwani podcast or show? MMA Hour.
Both pretty crazy, but probably the Joe Rogan thing. And I messaged Joe Rogan and said what an honor, and he actually replied to me. So that was the craziest part.
Did you carry the conversation on, or just kind of accept it? It's all right, that's it. I'll take it.
No, so I said Joe Rogan, what an honor, thanks for the follow, and he said my pleasure, congrats on last night, and that was it.
All right, so you left him on red. I mean, you took the alpha.
I left him on red, yeah.
You alpha Joe Rogan. You can keep that one on. You can keep that one on. So let's talk about the fight. It's kind of crazy. Took a short notice. Before the fight with Vanderford, do you think it kind of helped that you didn't have months to think about it? It was just kind of uppercuts, knees, wrestling defense, and that's all you really thought about for 2 weeks?
Yeah, it helps me mentally for sure, not dealing with the stress of having to think about a person, a place, and a date for 8 or 10 weeks. Did it help with my skill set and my game planning? Probably not as much, but obviously it all worked out.
Yeah. It did work out. It did work out a little bit. And I know I saw the video today you posted, the reel. The 1-1-2. You just kill people with that thing. Man. You just kill people with it. So is that 3 knockouts now with it?
Yeah.
Call it the Aaron Jeffery special. That's what we start calling it, Aaron Jeffery special. And so we all love the knockout, though. But is there a part of you I kind of wanted to show I have my takedown defense against this elite wrestler? It's well, shit, I kind of wanted to show that off, but didn't really get the chance.
For sure, I did. I was looking forward to wrestling with him and showing off my skill set. But we don't get paid for being in there for longer. And I came out injury-free and got a sick knockout, so it's all good.
And now you're literally, as we said, on a crazy roller coaster of this media tours, all other kind of stuff. So I know one other thing is I saw on your Twitter, there was this guy DMing all your fans or commenting on all your photos and stuff on Instagram saying, "Hey, I'll bet you $150 if so-and-so wins." Did you find out ever if the guy paid any of the commenters? Did you ever find out the backstory of that?
So I replied back to a few of his comments, and then I went to click on his profile and he fucking blocked me.
What a coward.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
What a coward, man. All talk.
Funny, eh?
Was he what did he at least was he one of those guys that hides like he has like some fighter as his profile picture, or was it like really him though?
I think it was really him. So there was actually two guys that were doing it, and I clicked on the one, and there was like a mutual person. It was another fighter. I can't remember who it was, but there was another pro fighter that had followed him. So I'm assuming it was a real guy. It wasn't like a burner profile or something.
It must have been like a little scheme. They're like, oh, I bet we're so confident this guy's just going to DM all of his friends and all that. But little did they know, Aaron Jeffery's not someone to fuck around with. Aaron Jeffery's a problem.
Right.
He is a problem. Right. He is a problem. So real quick, probably the furthest you've ever gone in an interview without someone asking about the look. I just have one question about it. Was it more or less to get away from the look of looking just like Justin Trudeau? Is that why you grew everything out?
No, but that was a good side effect.
So no one got you confused with them. I'm assuming no one really thought you were Justin Trudeau. It was always like, oh, dude, you kind of look just like him.
Yeah. I used to get it a lot, man. I worked in like a nutrition clinic, so I sat down with people like 10 or 20 different people a day, and like older people, and it would be at least every day, once or twice a day, someone would tell me that I look like Justin Trudeau.
So is the look now? Obviously, now the looks now like great marketing and such. Was that a part of the initial game plan with it, or just kind of fall into that nature?
No, man, it just happened very organically. I had long hair and it was just in my face, too much training. So we cut it into a mullet. And then the first fight that I had, it was like all the commentary was talking about was this look that I had. And they called me like Trailer Park Trudeau or something. And I was like, dude, that's fucking funny. Like, it's kind of an insult, but it was like very hilarious. And I was like, I'm going to keep this look going. And now obviously it's kind of taken off.
I can't believe I've never heard Trailer Park Trudeau. That's actually... Yeah. You can make some t-shirts with that, with like the Trailer Park Boys, kind of do a little like combo.
Yeah. Trailer Park.
Yeah. Even though it's a little stupid. But all right. So I did want to ask about this. Like, it's kind of, you kind of got fucked over by the UFC, both your fights. And, I don't want to say anyone's a can. You didn't really get put up against any of those guys. You were set up against literally the hardest competition imaginable in the Contender Series. And after that second fight against Kyle, was that the lowest point, would you say, in your MMA career?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't get like super highs on my highs and super lows on my lows. So I don't know, probably, but I'm an even keel guy. So I mean, I wasn't like depressed or like rethinking my life or anything like that.
So and obviously at the end of the day, that is the goal. In between the two Contender Series fights, I'm assuming the goal was to get back on the series or to eventually get into the UFC. But did you even consider Bellator or a PFL before that second Contender Series fight? Or is that something you really started to consider after the second Contender Series fight?
I had always known like Bellator was an option, but as a young fighter, like the UFC is like the be all and end all. That's what everyone wants to do. But as you start to get older and like you make shit money on the regional scene, you got to start considering like money is one of the factors that plays into it. So no, I didn't want to just fight regional forever and hope to one day get signed to the UFC. I knew I had to do something to make some money.
Okay. And so I know one thing too is, like you said, your big inspiration growing up as a fighter, especially, was Anderson Silva. And you've said this, so it's not just me saying this, not really the Anderson Silva style, but when did you realize you weren't going to be Anderson Silva, but you'd have to modify it to be yourself?
Probably pretty early into it when I was getting punched in the face way too much in all my fights. I realized that it wasn't Anderson Silva.
Trying to do the head movement, trying to do the back to like the head movement just wasn't there, and you're like trying to.
I'm getting my nose broken and getting my face split open, and I'm like, God, this isn't working out for me.
No, they had to change up, but it's worked. As we said, it's worked, and it's still the beginning of your journey. This is not even close to even the middle or even the peak. It's only going to go up from here. But I want to go back to the beginning. Like before even your first fight. I heard in an interview you said you sometimes the alcohol would take over and you'd get in some bar fights. Was there a specific moment in these bar fights where you're like, okay, maybe I can actually be a professional fighter and be pretty damn good at it?
No, I don't think that thought went through my head ever in any of these bar fights.
Never had. I know, like Justin Gaethje said, like when he was in college, he like knocked someone out in one of those fights. He's like, "Shit, dude, I have powers." He never had one of those moments of like, "Oh, maybe I do got this."
No, I don't think so. Most of them were so alcohol fueled that I like barely recall any of it. Like I would wake up in the morning with a sore hand and be like, I think I got in a fight last night, like something along those lines.
Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. So I know another thing too is you don't run or lift. When did you stop running and lifting?
When did I stop running and lifting? I mean, I will occasionally. Like, so last week I was off from the gym just because it was post-fight week. I was at home visiting family, relaxing. Like that week, I'll run and lift just to like do something active. But man, it's been years since I like tried to run or lift specifically for fighting.
That's crazy. Again, that's kind of unorthodox, but hey, a little unorthodox to your way in your journey. And again, as we said, it's working. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. No, the other thing is your hometown hasn't really recognized you yet. Are they starting to recognize you now as you're, especially after this?
So I did an interview with a guy that writes newspaper articles for like that region. And I was complaining to him that there's all these articles coming out and most of them are talking about Paige Van Zandt and her boyfriend, Austin. And they're like not even mentioning my name. And this article that he writes gets into the Tillsonburg and Norfolk newspaper. And the title of it is like Tillsonburg man knocks out Paige Van Zandt's husband. And I'm like, dude, this is exactly what I complained to you about. This is what you put for the title of your article, man.
It's the clickbaits. The clickbaits, man.
So the title was something about Paige Van Zandt. And then there was like a sub headline that I think said Austin Vanderford. And then the first line of the article actually mentioned my name. So not in the title, not in the subheading, but in the first line, they finally said Aaron Jeffery.
I will guarantee you your name will be in the title of the interview. I can promise you that, both on YouTube and on Spotify, all that other kind of stuff. We're not going to say Aaron Jeffery off his big knockout win over Mr. Van Zandt. It'll be Aaron Jeffery ready to make some fucking noise or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out something that's not anything involving on the Van Zandts. And I know you not bitched, or it kind of was bitching. You complained about it with Ariel, and it completely backfired on you again. It's just seriously, it just backfires on you again. It's again the clickbait media, man. It's the headline grabbers. Nothing to do. I know we did a video recently where it was like should Khamzat Chimaev jumped Kamaru Usman, and it was like 5-second video where we both said no, and it was like 7 minutes and straight up just our outro music. Just to see what would happen. We have more dislikes than likes at this point, but you know what? Really? I wanted to make a point. Yeah. That shit's stupid. But anyway, that's what I got for you, man. Obviously Anthony here, he's got some stuff for you as well.
Sweet. Yeah, I was curious, does that disrespect kind of fuel you? You know, like the hearing people not talk about you and not bring up your name?
I don't even think it's disrespect. Like, obviously, both of them are way more famous than I am right now. So I guess it makes sense. And if you're using, I don't know, what do you call it? Like the algorithm or like the search engine optimization
SEO,
shit. Yeah, let's go. I'm sure their names are much more beneficial to get your articles out there. So like, it makes sense. It doesn't bother me.
For sure. I'm just curious. Some people, you know, they take that and helps them fuel them with training and the fights and whatnot. But next question, are you a Batman or Superman guy?
I'm not either, but I do drink out of this mug right here.
Okay.
No, I'm not like a movie guy in general.
Just training, just MMA and training?
Yeah, just training.
Just training.
Yeah, didn't take any Batman fighting styles or nothing like that.
No, not really.
That's great. Also, one other question, like MMA, when did you like realize that was a passion, you know? Because I mean, for me, I think about it like getting punched in the face for a living and stuff like that sounds wild, you know? So you have to truly love it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's weird because shit happens gradually, right? So like you start off training and you meet some friends at the gym and you have fun in sparring school. You do some jiu-jitsu tournaments, maybe you win, and then that's fun. The coach asks me if I want to have an amateur fight, and I say sure. And I'm fighting at the same time as I'm in school, and it's like it's kind of just a hobby because it's amateur and you don't make money. Then it's professional, but it's still like I'm not making any money on it. I'm still in school. I'm thinking about other careers, and then at some point I'm fighting full time, and now I'm making real money. So like it's hard to say when exactly that moment is when it happens gradually.
What was your favorite job? Because I know like one thing real quick is like you work like random jobs as you go through your journey until you make the money, like really going through it. Yeah. What's been like the favorite or like maybe like the job you're like, I'm never gonna do that again, but I'm glad I did it?
I worked at a surf store on the beach. There's a beach near me called Turkey Point. That was pretty cool because I just got to like sit out in the sun and like talk to people and kind of fucking around. That was nice. I worked in a nutrition clinic. I mentioned that earlier. And that's like kind of my other passion outside of fighting. So I enjoy that a lot too.
Big nutritionist. I know you have that side hustle. Yeah. Is it, do you do like individualized clients or is it like big group stuff?
No, it's all individual.
All individual. I mean, that's the best way to do it. So I was just,
yeah.
What'd you go to school for? Is it nutrition?
No, it was medical sciences was my undergrad. And then I did sports nutrition certification after.
Because isn't your brother a physician assistant or something?
Yes, exactly. Physician's assistant.
So you're following suit, kind of.
Yeah. And my mom's a vet and my sister works in the veterinary field, something epidemiology or I don't know, something I don't understand.
So they're all in the medical fields and then you're out there punching people in the face, taking them down, beating the shit out of them.
That's great. And your brother also has a mullet, correct?
He has a mullet and a mustache. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. He wears my shirt and I guess he gets comments once in a while. People be like, oh, that's cool. You have like your own face on your shirt. And he's like, no, it's not me. That's my brother.
People are like, look at this guy over here with his ego as a doctor with his face on it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, imagine your doctor coming in, just. I mean, I'm assuming it's a little more classy than just letting it flow. A little more kept in tuck.
My brother's is a little bit tidier than mine.
Yeah, a little bit tighter. I mean, you don't need yours to be tidy. You can just let yours be wild and free.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Anthony, what else you got?
I got one more question, non-MMA related. Are you a dog guy or a cat guy?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I'm both. My mom has lots of animals back on the farm. She's got 3 dogs right now, and 3 cats too. So I like them both.
Sweet. You grew up on a farm?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you did a lot of farm work and whatnot?
Because it's like kind of a hobby farm, so we don't like farm any crops or anything like that. But she has a hay field, and we would have to bale the hay once a year for the horses, and that's a fucking terrible job.
Got that farmer strength, right?
So you got horses then too, right?
Not anymore. She has a miniature donkey right now. That's
cleaning those stalls, because I cleaned those stalls for a summer, might be the worst thing. That was the worst smell I've ever smelled.
No, dude, the horse shit is not that bad.
Even cleaning out the stalls? I thought cleaning out the stalls was miserable.
In the middle of the summer when it's like hot and humid, it gets a little bit gross, but the horse shit's not that smelly compared to like pigs or cows or chickens or something. That stuff's like disgusting.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. Horses aren't that bad.
I thought the horse stalls were always just taking out the mats and all that. Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's not the funnest thing to do, but it could be worse.
Really. No, it could be a lot worse.
I would rather clean the horse stalls than bale the hay.
Really?
Yeah, baling hay sucks, man, because it's like 1,000,000 degrees outside. It's like itchy as fuck. It's scratching you. It's like your eyes are getting bothered. Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, that actually does sound pretty miserable. Sounds pretty miserable. And you probably have to wear a decent amount of like layers too, so like you're not itching as bad, and then you're sweating even more and just hot as hell. Oh, damn, miserable.
Exactly.
Has anyone ever brought up the fact that your Tapology pick is really out of date?
Which picture is it right now? It's just
it's like you, it's you from like the regional scene still with like the short hair. It doesn't have the new look, or not the new look. Not even new.
Yeah.
Like your look.
How do you change that?
I don't know.
Can I go in there and change that myself?
I think so. I mean, just like, hey, it's Aaron Jeffery. It's me.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll try.
Yeah, we should probably switch it up a little bit. Maybe people will go look on Aaron Jeffery like, oh, that's not Aaron Jeffery. That's someone else.
Yeah, more modern.
That's Justin Trudeau.
I think there actually is like a claim button on the Tapology page, and you can kind of go in there and say it's you. Yeah.
Okay. So I might give it a try after this.
Yeah, there you go. See, we helped you out. We try our best. Or you can be like that Russian guy who had who completely changed his record and lied about it. You can maybe throw a couple wins in there,
Yeah. knockouts. No one will notice.
No one will notice. Throw an extra one in there. No one will notice. All right, man. Appreciate you coming on. As I said at the beginning, I really wish I wasn't look like we're piggybacking. I wanted to have you on. Just got my weekends messed up. But thank you. Before I let you go, man, what can we expect next out of Aaron Jeffery? And if you want to have any shout outs, go ahead and shout them out.
What can you expect next? I don't know. Just waiting to hear back from Bellator when my next fight's going to be. It sounds like probably closer to the end of the year. Maybe a title shot, maybe another guy in the top 10. We'll find out. And yeah, everyone check me out on social media at AAJMMA.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming on. And hopefully we can see you again here soon.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Love our boy Aaron Jeffery, man. He's gonna be kick ass over there in Bellator. Hell, he said he might be fighting for the title. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but probably not. But we'll see.
Hopefully,
that'd be big for us if he fights Evelyn.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna give it to Moose. Moose has to get the rematch, right?
You would think so.
You would think so. But let's go ahead and dive into our UFC Paris preview. As usually, we do our things a little bit different. No bets. We just go through the entire card. We'll go through, give our picks, fight descriptions, all that other fun stuff. Then picks at the end, not bets, but picks. Let's go in and dive onto our first one. It is the fight of the night guarantee. It's going to be straight murder bloodbath. Just bleed is what we'd like to call it. The just bleed. Mine is John McDessie versus Nasser Haqparast. These guys don't like each other. Neither of them really wrestle. They're going to stand and bang. McDessie's been in some wars. I don't expect that to really change again with the fact that they just do not like each other. They're not going to wrestle. They're going to stand and bang. It's going to be a banger. But that's my early fight of the night guarantee. I think that's going to be the one.
Yeah. I was picking that. Actually didn't cross my mind for this one. But my just bleed is Charles Jourdain and Nathaniel Wood.
Okay, I like that.
Jourdain just always brings the fight. And when you look at Jourdain, you actually like physically look at how people look at the end of those fights. They're always bloodied and bruised. So I think literally just bleed and potentially fight of the night. Like I said, Jourdain always brings the fight, and I don't see Wood backing down at all. So this one is definitely going to be a fun one. That's the fight I'm looking forward to the most on this entire card. So I'm hoping it lives up to the just bleed title, because my last one was an absolute shitter. So
yeah, I forget who I even picked for my just bleed. I think it was
I picked Marab and Aldo, and that was just a fucking boring fight.
Yeah, so. I didn't pick that one. I picked something that was a banger though. I'm like 90% sure I picked a banger. But moving on to our it was Anjan AJ Fletcher. I was right. That was a just
yeah, that was a good one.
That fight fucked. Let's move on to I have that fight though later in one of my little categories. But next we got the Dana White privilege. This is the fight where someone gets a nice little bump from the mob boss Dana White. Mine is Tai Tuivasa against Cyril Gane. You can say it kind of for both ways. I mean, it's just a really nice opportunity for Cyril Gane to get a big win in front of his home crowd. And then at the same time, too, you have the most Mickey Mouse third-ranked fighter in like UFC history with Tai Tuivasa, third-ranked fighter. That's fucking crazy that he is the number 3. I can't say that enough. He might be one of the worst in the most respectful way. He might be the worst number 3 ranked fighter in any division in the history. And it's more or less to do like his 5-fight win streak sucks. He is a fan. I love me some Tuivasa. Don't get it twisted. I fucking love Tai Tuivasa. I love his personality. Love the shoeies. But I just don't think he's a championship contender fighter. I think it's going to get ugly. But he gets my Dana White privilege because he's getting a main event slot. He's getting a chance to, heavyweights can go bonk. They can go. But it's not really going to happen. I don't see that happening, especially with Cyril Gane's chin. So he gets my Dana White privilege. Both of them.
Yeah. So funny because I picked the same fight for my Dana White privilege, and it's kind of for the same reason. I mean,
this is a first. This is a first.
Yeah, it's a first that we've agreed on these. So that's nice to see. Hopefully it comes through. But yeah, it's pretty much the same reasons. I don't want to regurgitate the same things, but Gane seems like an easy matchup for him. UFC kind of, blessing him with this. Tai, like you said, his 5 wins, not impressive at all, especially when you look at Augusta Sakai and how Derek Lewis have turned out now. I mean, Lewis is on a major, major downtrend. Sakai, same thing. Greg Hardy, not good. Harry Hunsucker, we saw that last week. So, yeah, Ty's getting kind of blessed getting this main event spot on UFC Paris. And, hey, Dana White privilege fight for both these guys. And I like how you took it. It is kind of both ways.
It is both ways. It is both ways. I mean, it's gonna be fun for
Yeah.
Gon. I mean, I like Gon a lot.
Exactly. It's gonna be fun for Gon.
It's gonna be a lot of fun for Gon. Like he literally says, "I'm gonna hit and not get hit." There's a very strong chance. Like he might take like one fucking punch. Like, but he doesn't really need to worry about that though. I mean, he took shots from Francis Ngannou. The dude, we underestimate that dude's chin. Like low key, he has a chat chin. Like very low key, he has a chat chin. I would say, I hope both guys have fun, but I think this was just the most obvious Dana White privilege.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. That was my instant thought right when I was going through this list. Dana White was like, sure, Gon to Tuivasa, like without a doubt.
Don't get it twisted. We like Ty, but it's just
I love Ty as a fighter. I mean, as a person, as a fighter, but
everything.
He's not.
I love everything about him.
He's
not. It's like there's some people you just have to accept. Like I love Justin Gaethje. He's probably never gonna win the lightweight championship. It's just
exactly.
You have to accept these things. Move on to our next one. This next one's a little bit different than what we passed to. It is the smoke break. It is I'm gonna run to the liquor store real quick. I'm gonna get more booze. I really wanted to put Edgar versus what's her last name? Perez or whatever.
Perez,
Perez. But they're opening the card, so it's you can't really put that there. I chose Faris Yam versus Ziglock, whatever his first name is. To be honest, like neither are really that fun a fighter. Ziglock is a decision machine. I don't think it's going to be very fun. It's going to be kind of a boring fight in my opinion. So that's going to be my smoke break.
That's fair. My smoke break one is Alicio Di Chirico and Roman Kopylov. I don't have a huge interest in these guys. You look at their records. I mean, both underwhelming. Both of and it might be fun actually, just because they're both underwhelming, and so they might come out and just bang, and it might turn out to be the Just Bleed fight of the night. But I personally, for my personal sake, I don't really care for this fight, and I will be taking a break, whether it's to walk the dog, take a smoke break, drink something. This fight is probably one of those that I will skip out on. So that's how I'm feeling.
And if Chirico's feeling like he wants to be, a smart fighter, he should just wrestle the fuck this guy to death. But it probably won't happen. This is his first fight too, coming off the Abdul Razak Al Hassan knockout. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes back from that. Maybe his chin's completely deteriorated and he just gets deaded. So
he's one of the few fighters that knocks someone out with a head kick, and then in the following fight gets knocked out with the exact same thing. So
and
kind of funny to see.
It is, and that actually leads me to my next fight, which is a guy who he knocked out. It is Joaquin Buckley, and I just hope both guys have fun between him and Imavov. It's just one of those things. Like, honest to God, I couldn't really find anyone to fit this other than Ty and Gon. So I just threw these guys in there just because Buckley is good for the UFC. Imavov he's just fun to watch. But honestly, I don't know. This fight could also go into not seeing the judges. But at the same time, though, I've underestimated Buckley so many times now. I'm afraid to do it again. So who knows what's gonna happen? I think it'll be a fun fight. It would have been my shut up and watch, but I have something that's a lot better. So I'm going to Mav and Buckley just because I like both of them, and just who knows? It'll be a fun fight.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, and I agree with Buckley. He's definitely impressed me as of late. He's a fun fighter. I think it's kind of getting disrespected here, but
I think he's being disrespected 100%. It's just a matter of like Ken Mav uses he uses range, which is usually what Buckley struggles with.
Exactly. So my hope they have fun is going to be the first fight of the night. Aylin Perez and Stephanie Egger. Mainly because Egger kind of had that wonky loss last fight where they said she tapped. The judge didn't see it. Bueno Silva kind of just let go. Or ref didn't see it, I'm sorry. Bueno Silva let go. And then you have a judge on the side who's like, I 100% saw a tap. And so, I mean, she kind of, I don't know if she didn't contest it at all. So she probably did tap. But she kind of got shafted with that one. And we have a UFC debut for Perez. So, just hope these two ladies have fun, kick off the night well for us, and hopefully it's an exciting fight.
Just armbar each other. That's all we can ask.
Exactly.
Go out there and armbar. Did you see this is at 145? This is a featherweight.
I did see that.
Is
I
this
wonder
a
if
number
it's
one
because
contender?
Oh man, could be, right?
Perez might be the only 145er on the roster at this point, other than Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's like an actual 145er. Edgar's just taking this fight on short notice, so
I'm just saying, maybe the winner of this gets Amanda Nunes. Just saying.
Yeah,
just saying.
And
Automatically.
Did you? Yeah, I saw Perez. She shit on some guy on Twitter He was
the one who was
tweeting.
talking about is she the one that we were talking about the other day, where it's like a guy, like one of these reporters who do interviews, is like trying to slide in these girls' DMs or whatever after they interview?
It wasn't that guy, no, or that woman, no. But I forget who was on Twitter. But basically, he said that there's no way she can win, and she said, "I'm going to show you Twitter handicappers that you don't know shit, and blah 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 blah, and I'm going to come out here and win on a Saturday." So I thought that was kind of impressive. You know, she's aware of people talking that she has no chance. So, you know, hope she has fun.
Hope she has fun too. You know what? I'm gonna put a bet on her just because she said that. Who knows? We'll see. And she's a 145.
I'll send you the tweet after the show.
I like this girl. I like this girl already. All right, so this moves on to our next fight. This is the fight that won't see the judges. This is still don't know what to call it. It's a lot of brainstorming. Don't know what to call it. Maybe you can call it the murder scene. You can call it maybe a graveyard. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it is, it's not going to see the judges. Mine is Sergeant Saint Denis versus Gabriel Miranda. If Miranda doesn't get a choke in early, he gasses pretty bad, and Saint Denis is going to murder him at some point. So I just don't see this going beyond the distance. I had a couple other options. I was thinking maybe Taha Quinones, but there's a chance maybe Quinones can survive. He has that Mexican chin. But yeah, Sergeant Saint Denis is going to probably end up finishing Miranda at some point in this fight.
Yeah, I'm aligned with you on this one as well.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we have two fights that we're aligned on here. Ooh. So yeah, I pretty much see it the same way. If Miranda doesn't get like that first round sub, Denis probably smashes him, whether it's ground and pound or he submits him. That's kind of how I see it going. Miranda doesn't have great striking either, so I don't see how this goes to the judges. If it goes to the judges, I'll be a little bit shocked. Yeah, I don't see this one making it there.
No, it's not going to make it there. I mean, like, Saint Denis doesn't have to worry about getting murdered in the first, like, again, I always killed him in the first round, but he doesn't have to worry about that. Zaleski, yeah, that's right. So yeah, this fight won't go to distance. I think we might agree on the next one too. This is my favorite one of the card. This is the favorite one to go over. It is the Sal D'Amato special. The fight that probably wound up going to a split decision based on the judges. We don't know if the judges are like though in Paris. This is the first.
Yeah, we don't.
This is the first fight in Paris. But my Sal D'Amato special goes to Robert Whittaker, Marvin Vettori. Just purely because Whittaker, it's just one of those things where I have a feeling this might look a little bit like the Izzy Vettori fight 1, not the second one, the first one, where it is only 3 rounds, so Vittori's probably going to get ground control, things like that, push him up against the fence. Whittaker's going to land some heavy shots, probably get some damage on Vettori, but as we said before, he has the chaddest of Chad chins. He doesn't go down.
Oh, yeah.
He can eat anything. Which at some point, by the way, people are saying about Whittaker, like all of us, maybe his chin eventually deteriorates. Like Marvin Vettori, his chin's going to deteriorate very, very fast. Like eventually it's going to get ugly. But for now, he still has that chin. And it's going to be one of those things, damage versus control. This is, again, it's just like the perfect example of a kickboxer versus a grappler who doesn't go for finishes, just kind of controls. So that's my special. Hey
man, we got
number 3.
We have 3 now.
I think this one was so easy though. I thought this was a layup too. We have 2.
This was a layup for me as well. I mean, I don't know. Something in the gut tells me Mario Vettori is about to win a split decision. It's just something in my gut is like it's gonna happen. I think he'll kind of lay and pray for 2 rounds potentially. And it's gonna be what the judges like more. Do they like the striking potential power punches from Whittaker, or Vettori taking him down and holding him down, or holding him up against the clinch and on the cage? This fight's fun. I think it's a lot closer than even the line suggests.
I think it's close too. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of cage wrestling, and that's going to be what's going to be Vettori, because it's like Whittaker does usually do pretty well against grapplers. He
does. And these guys are like carbon copy when you come to like physical. They're both like 6 feet. They have like the same reach, the same like same height, same reach, obviously the same weight. And so these guys just match up super well. And if you look at the betting lines, I know it's not a betting show, but Whittaker by points is like minus, and then Vettori by points is plus 350. So it's like, it's just so lopsided. Obviously the books think it's going to decision. So I really don't see how
us right. They have split decision at plus 350. That's low for a
exactly.
split. That's
Exactly.
stupid low. They know there's people are like, oh, this could be a split. And then unanimous, it's
Exactly.
only minus 165 when sometimes it can be, like all the way down to like 200, 300, et cetera, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. So the fact that it's a plus 350 means they're onto it too.
Mm-hmm.
We're all on the same page on this one, so that means someone's probably going to get finished. So let's move on to number 7, which is the fight. I don't care what happens. It's the shut up and just watch. Just sit down, shut the fuck up, and watch this fight. Minus one we've already talked about. It is Charles Jourdain versus Nathaniel Wood. This fight's going to be a banger. I think most people will tell you, like, if you don't watch the UFC and, like, let's say this weekend, like, I want to get into it, even though college football is this weekend. Like, watch this fight. You'll fall in love. This fight's going to be a banger. Surprisingly, not enough people are talking about Wood's grappling. I do that makes sense because of, like, he is smaller. He's moving up in weight class. But he's probably put on some more muscle since the last fight, even though it's only been like 2 or 3 months or whatever. At the same time, though, Jourdain's grappling is, the nicest way to put it, not that great. And Wood, so we'll see what happens. Regardless, so it's going to be fun. For the first couple rounds, they are going to be on the feet. Like, that's not even a question. I don't think Wood's going to go out there and shoot and be a D1 wrestler.
No.
They're going to strike for a little bit. But it'll be interesting to see how Wood's gas tank holds up at 145 because Rosa did have a little bit of moments, but it's hard to can't gauge anything Nathaniel Wood did after the first round against Charles Rosa because he was fucking with him for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and Rosa couldn't even step on his leg. Like, he had no ability to even really walk forward. So,
it's kind of funny. He just kick him in the leg and then he just let him back up, do it again.
Yeah. It's like when I play UFC 4 and I'm trying to get that TKO knockout and I can't get it when I jump on the ground. So I just continue to get those leg kicks until the ref stops the fight. It's one of those.
No, that's literally exactly what it is. That's literally all I was thinking about. That's what I did last night. So let's go over the fights we did not talk about. That is Chimaev and Diaz. That's not the card I want. So I have it written down. Edgar Perez kind of already went over it. Just probably armbar, or it's going to be a really, really boring decision. So Taha Quinones, I think, I've wanted to put this fight in so many different places. I thought it could have easily been the not seeing the judges. I could have been my shut up and watch. I think Taha's just a fun guy to watch. I think he's going to lay the pressure a lot. I think he's going to fuck Quinones up. I think he's going to get the finish.
I think he wins.
Yeah, I think he wins too. It's kind of surprising to me that it is a pick 'em, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
He does that. Quinones has that Mexican chin, so who can blame that? So the next one
Quinones is taking his short notice.
His short notice is it goes both ways. So I don't know what the stance was of the guy Taha was fighting. So,
and he's flying across the world. Lebanon's a bit closer than Mexico, so
just
to Paris.
Just a little bit. We already the Faris Siam, Michael Figlak. We already talked about. Did we talk about that one?
Yeah, a little bit. You said that it's your.
No, that was the one I just don't care about. Like, I don't even
hope they have fun or whatever. Or the liquor store one. That was the one.
That was my smoke break. That was my smoke break. Don't really care. Dustin Stoltzfus against Absarpian Magomedov. This guy is he's a Magomedov, but he's more of a striker. He's more of a Zabit than he is a Habib. So it should be fun, right? I think so.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, I like Stoltzfus, but I think he might be a little overmatched in this one. This guy's big. He's a big man for 170.
No, it's at 185. According to
it's at 185.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Stoltzfus last fight.
This against Dwight Grant.
Stoltzfus did. Yeah, Dwight Grant went up in weight, right?
Yep, Dwight Grant went up.
Okay, that's why I'm tripping. I was thinking it was at 170. But yeah, 185. Even more so. I mean, you just look at the topology pictures. This dude Magomedov looks like a fucking truck.
Dude, he just looks like he's part of the mafia in Germany.
Yeah, and Stoltzfus, I mean, he's not built like a truck. So
no, yeah, I think he's about to get murdered here. Honestly,
yeah, I think this is a set up fight for this Magomedov man.
Yes. So fun here. That's why you watch us. We'll tell you when these Magomedovs, you just automatically assume they're wrestlers, right? Right? Not here. This guy's a striker. He's actually a pretty fun striker. So that'll be a fun fight. We already talked about Wood, Jourdain. Gomez Aarons. We didn't talk about this one. I almost made this my Dana White privilege just so I can move Ty and Gon down to the hope they have fun. I mean, Gomez is being set up here to beat Aarons. Aarons is the best. Let's say that nicely. Gomez is incredible, is really, really good on the ground. Finishes in both ways, whether it be ground and pound or submissions. Aarons is terrible on the ground, again, to put it nicely. So it's just a setup for the French man to win in the French arena.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And when you look at their rankings, featherweight in in Western Europe, Gomez is number 2 and Aaron's is 14. So if you were going to tell me in a UFC fight, you're giving me the number 2 ranked fighter against number 14 ranked fighter, you're likely going to take number 2 all day, every day. So I definitely agree with that. Definitely a setup fight for Gomez. He's 6 foot in the featherweight division. Like, he's just a big man.
He's gonna fuck him up. That moves us on. I think he's the only one who can do the N-words in Paris song, other than Buckley, right? Is that it? Just those two?
Cyril Gahn.
That's true. Cyril Gahn can do it too. Let's just go ahead then and go into our picks then. Finish this bad boy on up. So Ain Perez versus Stephanie Egger.
I'm rocking Perez.
Fuck it. Let's go Perez. Let's go with the upset early.
Yeah.
Even though I would have took Egger, but I like Perez's attitude. I like the fact she's going off the sharps, the handicap.
Up a weight class. Late notice for Egger.
Fighting for a chance at Amanda Nunes. It's exactly. A lot on the line here. Trademarked. Cali Taha versus Christian Quinones. Taha, I think we kind of already said that before.
Yeah, right? Taha all the way.
Taha by finish at some point or another.
Yes, sir.
We talked about Benoit Saint-Denis, Gabriel Miranda, same thing. Finish for our boy Benoit Saint-Denis, Sergeant Saint-Denis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's another win for the French. And this is where it gets a little dicey. Nasser Demin Imavov versus Joaquin Buckley. Oof, this is a tough one.
I got Buckley here, man. I'm not overly impressed with who Imavov has beat. And I'm a little more impressed with who Buckley has beat. So we're going to go Buckley here. I think he has more power.
Yeah, he does have more. I will say he has more power. He definitely has more power. I'm going to
potentially more speed. So
yeah. He's definitely more explosive. I'll say that too. He has the power. He has the explosiveness. He's probably has the athleticism. But yeah. I'm gonna saying all that though. I'm going to go with Imavov. I think he's going to fight a lot smarter than Duraev. Duraev's he's also
IQ is low.
Oh, terribly low. I think that dude also he just went in there thinking, I'm going to smash. There's just all those fucking wrestlers all say with the neck beards. So I'm going to smash because they're all be copycats. And little did you realize Joaquin Buckley has pretty good takedown defense. Or it's gotten better, and maybe if you're a little smarter mixing in the martial arts. But it went a little bit different. I'm also surprised. Sure. I'm surprised that's where it is in the card, by the way, being as low as it is in the prelims. I thought that'd be higher. But I guess that's spacing it out.
Yeah, it's that, or Imavov's going to lose, and they just don't want to put him on the main card.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
They don't want the Frenchman to lose on the main card. There's 3 French guys fighting in a row. I don't think all 3 are going to win, so it's a matter of which one of those guys is going to shit the bread.
What's the French parlay worth? Let's find out real quick. Let's do a quick little investigation. So if you're going to take
French
Benoit,
parlay,
we'll throw in.
There's 5 of them, correct?
Imavov, Ziam. So plus 407 for the prelim boys.
And Gomez
and
Gahn.
Plus 787 for the Frenchman parlay.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either, but I'm not going to take it. Hell no. Nah. We're not all going to win. This isn't like UFC number 1 this year. They're not going to all win.
Exactly.
Faris Siam, Michael Figlak. I'm going to go with, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with Figlak. Figlak's just going to ground and pound him for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I think that's all. That's how I got it. I like Ziam a lot, but his ground game just sucks. So
yeah,
sucks.
I'm gonna go Ziam here. His name's a smile killer. I don't know why, because he's been looking trash. But I don't know. When you have guys debuting in the UFC versus UFC vets, I like to take the vet, especially if they're the underdog, and he is the underdog here. So we'll go Ziam.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, at the same time, though, these fights are anything can happen. We're just kind of rolling the dice. Stolfsis versus I'm gonna try to say his name so everyone can laugh at me. Abusupian Magomedov. I think I'm pretty close to that.
Yeah, Magomedov. Close enough.
Magomedov. He's he's probably going to finish Stoltzfus at some point.
Yeah, I think he. If
Because
he's
if
as
Grant knocked
big
him,
as his, yeah, exactly. Grant was touching him up and hurting him, and if Magomedov is as big as the Topology says he is, Stoltzfus is going to have trouble.
and usually Topology is a little. They're not generous with what they give.
No,
They usually are a little less generous. So maybe maybe he's bigger. We'll see. Yeah, we're both on the Magomedov train, which takes us into the main card. Charles Jourdain, Nathaniel Wood. Whew. The Charles Jourdain picture, by the way, it looks like Dean Barry on Topology. Just if you look at the picture from here, it kind of looks like Dean Barry.
Yeah, look, it doesn't look like Jourdain, that's for sure.
It does not look like Jourdain. By the way, blonde Jourdain, is this a new mythical fighter or I don't know? I don't know. We'll see. He is blonde this week, but I'm going to go with Nathaniel Wood.
Interesting.
I like his game. I like the grappling advantage. I don't think his gas tank is going to deteriorate the way most I've heard about this week. I think it's going to be very competitive. I'll tell you that. But I have Wood. I edge Wood just purely for the grappling advantage, and I think he has a pretty good fight IQ.
Yeah. I probably have to go Wood too. I really don't. This is the one fight I have no idea on. I'm totally just flip a coin and see what happens.
This is a real pick. This is a pick 'em.
Yeah, it is. It is a pick 'em in my opinion. Wood, like you said, has a grappling advantage. But I think the bigger thing is Jourdain drops the first round in almost every single fight. And so all Wood has to do is literally win one round. Because Jourdain's going to give him the first round. So if he gives him the first round, Wood just needs one of the two next rounds. And I mean, he's talented enough. He's skilled enough. I don't see why he can't grab another round. So I'm going to go Wood here. And he's the underdog, so why not?
Why not? Also, those leg kicks are going to be brutal. Obviously, Rosa is not the best guy. At the same time, those leg kicks, dude, those are filthy. Those are disgusting.
he has good leg kicks against everybody. That's part of his game. So it's definitely going to be implemented.
Yeah, it's going to be, and it'll be interesting to see where we take away some of that explosiveness out of Jourdain. So let's move on to the next one. It is a setup. William Gomez, Jero Aaron's Gomez. I think that's pretty obvious that this is the setup. This is literally the setup of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with Gomez. Easy. One of the easier picks on the card, in my opinion. Even though I don't know much about the guys, you just look at the odds. You look at their height and weight. He's from France.
One of his fights. It was impressive. I was impressed.
Okay.
Not someone, I don't think championship material, but I was like, oh, he's UFC caliber, in my opinion. I think he's UFC caliber. Aaron's, not so much. Nasrat Haqparast, John Makdessi. No bias. I'm taking John Makdessi.
I'm going to go Makdessi too. I've just never been impressed. No bias, but I've also never been impressed with Nasrat.
Not either.
And I think if you can go and beat Ignacio Bahamundes, granted it was a split, I think if you can beat him, you can beat Nasrat. So a little bit of MMA math there, but why not? Why?
That Ignacio fight, that win's gonna look so good here in about.
Exactly, that's how I feel too. And Makdessi's a decorated kickboxer. He did that or Taekwondo kickboxing before he ever got into MMA. So I don't see why this is gonna be a stand-up fight. Haqparast is not trying to grapple. So
no, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very fun. It will be fun. That is my
super fun fight.
Was Nasrat's last fight against Dan Hooker? Is this his first fight since?
No, his last fight was Bobby Green. He lost unanimous decision.
Oh yeah, he's losing. Yeah, I love Makdessi in this spot even more.
That was kind of my thing. Is I was like, Bobby Green is just a really good on the feet fighter, and Haqparast had nothing for him. And so Makdessi's also very quality on the feet. So I don't see why he can't take advantage of Haqparast. And he's angry. He has some personal beef behind it too. So we add that into the pie, and that's how we come out with Makdessi.
Might be overextending. The Makdessi and his being the savvy veteran is, maybe eclipse him. Maybe.
Yep.
So we'll see. No, we are on Makdessi, but Makdessi doesn't have that hood boxing that Bobby Green has. So there's a difference.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
No, but
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Didn't they announce a fight for him again? Who's he? He was fighting someone fun.
I don't remember, but I'll look it up while we're going on to the next fight.
One. Alicio De Torico versus Roman Kopylov. It really depends on which Di Chirico we get. If we get the Di Chirico that's a D1 wrestler, the guy comes out there and puts on the one straps, whatever the fuck you call it, the singlet. I think he wins this pretty easily. I think in hindsight, he could be like minus 300-400, like in terms of being a favorite. But his IQ, not the best. He is coming off being finished by Abdul Razak Al Hassan, who hits like a literal, like when people say you hit like a truck, obviously a lot of people, you can say that about a lot of people. Abdul Razak Al Hassan literally hits like a fucking truck.
Yeah, he does.
He's a fucking tank. So we'll be interested to see how he bounces back from that, but I'm going to go with Dave Chirico. Just
yeah. So first off, Bobby Green, he was scheduled to fight Jim Miller at UFC 278, but he got hurt. And so I think he's still recovering from whatever injury he had. But as for D. Chirico and Kopylov, I'm going to go Kopylov. I think D. Chirico is just really bad. Like I outside of the Buckley fight, like where he got that knockout, and I will say it was lucky.
You're talking about a fluke kick. That's kind of a fluke kick. It's a fluke
exactly.
Kick.
Like we exactly. That is a fluke kick in my opinion. I don't think he's good. In his losses, he didn't really look like he put up much of a fight. It was pretty domination. When you look at Kopylov, he at least fights. He was in there with Duraev. We did say Duraev has shit IQ, but Kopylov was
take it down. He's an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. And he was hanging, but Kopylov was hanging with Duraev. That was a good fight. It was a close fight. I didn't think it was unanimous. I kind of had it as probably a split for Duraev, but still, I'm gonna go Kopylov here. Give me Kopylov. But still, these guys are 32, 31.
Why is this in the main event? Why is this in the main card and not Buckley and Imavov? Like that doesn't make any. Like what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I really just think, I don't know. I couldn't say. I mean, even Taha and Q Nunez is better than this fight, in my opinion.
Like, why don't you put another French guy in there? Like, that's the main thing. Like,
they got 2 Italians on the main card.
My home country, yes. Which we'll speak about those Italians. Marvin Vittori and Robert Whittaker. It's hard. I mean, Marvin Vittori is. I think every time Vittori fights, he is Twitter's darling. The Costa fight, the Izzy fight, whoever the fuck and then every other fight he's had since. But I'm gonna go with Whittaker, man. He is the uncrowned champ. I don't know, man. It's hard for me it's hard to go against Whittaker. He is true. Like when you talk about the guys who are champions that aren't champions, he literally is that. It's him and Max Holloway. It's just hard to go against those guys. It's like really hard to go against a guy like Whittaker. I think he doesn't get taken down until the 3rd round, and then that's when it gets dicey. I think there's gonna be a lot of cage control, but I think Whittaker's gonna get a lot more output in the first couple rounds.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this one. I've kind of been on the Vittori side for most of it. I think Robert Whittaker is very elite, like you said. If it wasn't for Izzy, he probably would be the champ. But potentially same could be said for Vittori. If it wasn't for Izzy, he might be the champion. I don't know. I think Vittori's boxing is a little bit better or his striking in general is better than what people give him credit for. Even Izzy said that after their last fight. Izzy's like, he actually really improved with his boxing. Like, shout out to him. And he didn't say that Robert Whittaker really improved. So
he doesn't want to give Whittaker.
Yeah, and I don't know if he wants to give Whittaker exactly. So it might be that. But I'm gonna go Vittori, the Italian dream. Italy's has to eventually get a champion. And I don't know if he'll get a champion, but he might be the closest thing that they ever get to that. And so this is
Pereira
kind of like,
beats Izzy twice. Vittori's going to beat Pereira, no questions asked.
Yep, that's fair. And Vittori's also only 28. That's something to remember. He's still young. He's under 30. So I'm going to go Vittori here. Keep things a little interesting. But I would not be surprised at all if Whittaker beats him. And it's like, well, that was obvious. Why did we think Vittori was going to win?
Again, this isn't a betting show, but if you're going to betting on Whittaker at where he's at is kind of stupid. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't like that line, in my opinion.
It's very stupid. But no, I agree with you, though. The box, like, let's be honest, Vittori stood up with Costa and beat Costa. Let's not sit here and act like, he's not a pushover when it comes to striking. he is getting better. And as you said, 28, he's only going to get better too. He's still in that age range where you can still make vast improvements. So well, it'll be interesting to see how he continues to develop and things like that. Let's move on to the main event. We are both taking Cyril Gane. I don't even have to ask you. I already know what your opinion is because we're smart here.
Yeah.
But how does he do it? How does Cyril Gane beat Tai Tuivasa? I think he's just going to kind of, attack the legs, in and out, zip in and out, touch him up for a couple rounds, and then take him down round 3, round 4, and then finish him, whether it be ground and pound or submissions. At some point, Tai Tuivasa, his cardio is not going to last. Cyril Gane if he wanted to, could probably go for an hour. The dude has cardio for days. And in heavyweight, that's fucking crazy. So I think it's not a matter of if he finishes him. Like there are probably some people saying Gane by decision is a good idea. Tai Tuivasa is not going to be able to stand in the 4th round. So if they even make it there, so it's just a matter of when does he finish him. So that's how I see it. What do you think?
I'm with you all the way. I think Gane can do literally anything he wants to in this fight. He wants to strike and knock him out. He can do that. He wants to take him down, ground and pound him. He can do that. I'm not like a huge fan of the sub, but I think he also could probably figure out a way to pull out a submission as well. This is one of those fights where you see a guy who's just like is completely toying with their food and just does whatever they want. And this is that fight to me. I've already said betting on Tuivasa is just a waste of money. Like, go buy groceries, go buy some beer, go buy some weed. I don't know, something. Don't waste it on Tai Tuivasa.
Dude, it's like, and you can say, he might just bonk him. Dude, Cyril Gane, shots from Francis Ngannou. Tai Tuivasa is not going to bonk Cyril Gane. Like,
exactly. And Ty's slower than Ngannou is. Shorter reach, just physically speaking, he is not the physical athlete that Ngannou is either. So I'm with you all the way, 100%. Cyril Gane, 250%.
I would, if obviously, when you say like, oh, why would you ever take a minus 200 plus favorite at heavyweight? This is one of those instances where it's okay.
It's literally okay.
If you want to anchor your parlay to Cyril Gane, do it. 100%. It might add maybe a couple dollars, but dude, it doesn't matter. Like the probability is probably like a 98, 97, fucking somewhere crazy like that. Because like there's just nowhere Ty's better.
I think at least 95%. I mean, the implied odds is 85%, so the books are not far off.
Value on
exactly,
Cyril Gane.
Exactly, value on Cyril Gane, if anything, man. I mean, I do not see it. I mean, Tai Tuivasa is literally, he almost got finished by Greg Hardy. He
got rocked by Greg Hardy.
He happened to swing back and Greg Hardy got cracked. But I don't see it. There's no point in me. I don't even have words to come out of my mouth to describe how I think easy this will be for Gane. So
I love watching people try to like force themselves to like Tuivasa because of the number. People trying to say, oh, Tuivasa is just going to leg kick Cyril Gane and take away his power. Cyril Gane will be gassed Tuivasa will be gassed by the time he even gets starts to even make a difference. The dude doesn't have cardio. Like
I don't know why people think that. Like, do you think Cyril Gane is going to get leg kicked to death? Like, come on now. Like no. Like, what are we doing here, folks? do you watch Cyril Gane fight? He's quite literally Israel Adesanya at heavyweight division. Like, that is what he is.
That's the best way to say it.
That's what he is.
Beat Francis Ngannou. He's
exactly.
So it's obnoxious. It is obnoxious. If you're out there trying to say Tai Tuivasa is a winner or he's gonna win this weekend, stop smoking so much crack, dude. It's
There's just not. Some fights just don't have value. I don't care how wide the line is, and this is one of those fights.
It's like here, I'll make an example. Terrence McKinney was minus 1,000. You can make the point. Maybe if you make it past the first 3 minutes, if you can survive 3 minutes against Terrence McKinney, okay, you're live. You have a chance.
Yeah.
Dude gasses like no other. Love watching him fight, but he gasses like no other. What the fuck is your value here with Tai Tuivasa?
Yeah.
It's not.
You're hoping for a lucky punch. Like,
you're
that's
hoping
what
for
you're hoping for.
You're just hoping for a bonk, and that bonk didn't happen with Francis Ngannou. You think of the guys there, like Cyril Gane's fought too. They all have that touch of death. and gone.
Yeah, all these heavyweight fighters have touch of death. Like that's why they're heavyweight fighters. Like that's just comes with the territory. So, I mean, even if he does get bonked, I don't think he's gonna get knocked out. Like he can get rocked and still probably take it, in my opinion. But
you can take it and probably take him down. Like let's be honest.
Exactly. Like, he's not Derek Lewis. Okay, he's not gonna shell up on the cage, and like it just won't happen.
He's too fast. He's just too fast.
Yeah, way too fast.
I feel like we're just regurgitating the same shit, but it's just like it is infuriating watching people try to say Tai Tuivasa's value. He's not value. Again, we love Tai Tuivasa. We love Tai Tuivasa. He's just
not value.
He's just not value. Okay. Let's enjoy the show. Enjoy UFC Paris. It's gonna be a fun card. There's a lot of fun fights on there. That was the other hard part about trying to find my fight I don't care about. There was like most of the fights. I mean, they should be at least decent. It should be entertaining. It should be fun.
Yeah,
they've done a good job. And there's a couple fights on this card that could have easily been the co-main next week at UFC 279, but that's neither near nor there. We'll talk about that next week. Let's go on and dive on into our medals for the week. So obviously Harrison not with us for this show. He's a nerd. He's in school. He's doing stuff for school. It is what it is. Timing didn't work out. We all got busy lives, so we just kind of have to fit this in when we can. But it is what it is. Let's dive into our medals for the week. I'll start with my bronze. My bronze goes to the 2K basketball World League, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, it's the same game every single year, so really it should be a loser, but this is why I'm giving it a bronze medal. The story mode is very interesting when you do the My Career. Every year it's a little bit different. The Spike Lee one, when you're called like Freak or whatever, I thought that was the worst storyline ever. Now what they're doing actually looks kind of interesting, but they're trying to make the 19th pick in the draft look like he's the most important, can't miss player in the draft. Like, why did we skip over this guy? And then it says drafted 19th overall. So it's just, this guy that dropped to 19. It's just, I think that's just kind of funny how they're like out there and making this huge drama about. I guess maybe you can maybe think like the Donovan Mitchell thing, where how could everyone let him go by? But the 19th pick being like, why did we not draft him? It's pretty funny. But as a Pacers fan, I can kind of relate to this because like every single time there's a good IU basketball player, we always drafted some random white dude from some random college. And then that IU basketball player ends up really good. So maybe that's where they got their inspiration. So shout out 2K basketball. They get my bronze medal for inventing new ways to make your players seem like a loser drama thing. So shout out 2K.
That's hilarious. I did not know they do that. I don't really keep up with 2K, so
I haven't played 2K. I haven't bought a 2K ever, like in years. I just whenever they get free on Game Pass, I'll download it, and that's really good.
Yeah. That's what it is. I downloaded the new 2K on Game Pass the other day. I played like one game of it, and I was like, and this is the same shit from 5 years ago. So goodbye. Not playing.
It doesn't change. It's like Madden. Madden doesn't change, but when they come out with college football, dude, I'm so stoked for that.
Yeah, when's that happening?
Next year.
Oh, lit for sure. That would be cool.
And it's Madden developer, so they're gonna ruin it. But I'm not gonna let that bother me. As long as I get Dynasty mode, I'm happy.
Year one will be fun, right? At least.
It should be. At least you get the game, and then you don't have to buy it again for years because everyone will make new rosters for you.
Oh, that's very true. I forgot about that aspect. You can download the little rosters.
Yeah, the only issue was like everything was on Xbox 360. Now you can get on the Xbox One and the Xbox X. So that's the only thing that matters. Yeah, just getting new gen.
True.
Very true. All right, your bronze medal.
All right, my bronze medal goes to the Ravens for holding a tryout for a new mascot. Unfortunately, the current mascot has a season-ending knee injury. I don't know why that's news, but it's hilarious. I thought it was funny. And shout out to the Ravens for, supplying another job to a fellow American. So they get that bronze medal, and Ravens get a new mascot.
Do you think Lamar gets paid if he was like, I'll be the mascot? Like, will you guys give me my contract if I like am a mascot too? Like,
right,
dude. Maybe that's what. Maybe that's what.
He has to do something. Yeah, he has to do something because clearly they don't. His play on the field, getting an MVP award is just not enough. So
I guess not sexually assaulting 24 women isn't enough to get a new contract.
Right. Yeah, man. I don't. Yeah, we couldn't have said it better. Shit's crazy, man. I don't know what Lamar has to do to get a new contract. Truthfully.
I don't know what he needs to do.
I really don't know because, yeah. What you just said is true as shit. So
the Browns fucked everyone over. Not only they fucked the franchises over, they fucked over every quarterback because like what was it? If you're the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, if they don't get their deal done before the Sean Watson deal, that contract would be stupid. Like that contract would be stupid big.
For sure. I mean, he's the fifth highest paid quarterback now.
Yeah, and the Russell Wilson deal is probably good for the Ravens and Lamar. Good for the Ravens, but that's bad for Lamar. Lamar was that guaranteed money. But to be fair, the last time the Ravens had someone sit out for or bet on themselves to get a big contract, they won the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. So not the worst spot to be in. Not the worst spot to be in.
History repeats itself, right?
All the time. So let's move on to our silver medals. My silver medal goes to Mark. I don't know his last name, but it goes out to Mark. A couple nights ago, the Brewers were playing the Pirates, and obviously at every sports game, you have like the messages go out like, "Hey, happy birthday, so and so, I love you." This showed up for Mark. It said, "Mark, my relationship." Sorry. Mark, your friendship means the world to me. Let's not wreck it. And it was just on the Jumbotron for everyone to see. I guess the Brewers players saw it before the eighth inning. For the bottom of the eighth, and then they went off and scored like 4 runs and won the game. So shout out to Mark. He gets my silver medal. I don't know what you're going through, dude. I don't think he got friend zoned. I have some issues, 1-800-GAMBLER, things like that. You can call those situations, but I don't think you're getting friend zoned. But shout out Mark, though. You did bring the Brewers a win, and I think you won both me and Ant money. So thank you, Mark.
Yeah, he did. That was I was sweating that game, and Mark came through for us. So
thanks, Mark.
Appreciate Mark on that one.
I'll give you a nice crisp high five whenever I meet you. I'm not giving you my winnings, but I'll give you a nice shake.
Oh yeah, shake. Thank you. Thanks for your service, bro.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. All right.
All right. So my silver is gonna go to the Leonardo DiCaprio memes. I don't know if anybody sees it, but they're all over the place.
It's hard to miss. It's hard to miss.
It's hard to miss. He's low key a creep. He doesn't like women under like 26, and I would say that's a high bar for him. He doesn't really like women under like 24. And there's memes all over of him like getting touched by older women and him making like weird faces and all kind of shit. So, just people are roasting him, and rightfully so. The dude's a creep in my opinion. So the memes itself get a silver medal, not Leonardo DiCaprio.
The memes. Very, very important to point out. The memes, not Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes. The memes. No, not Leonardo DiCaprio. Was he on the Epstein list?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
But to be fair, I don't think he needs anything under 18. I think he's good. Like once she turns 18, he's like Drake. She turns 18. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, that would just. Yeah, I don't have word. Yeah, just creepy.
That's what. Throwback to when Drake was what's the word? Grooming Millie Billy Brown, whatever or Bobby Brown, whatever her name is. That was tough when she was like 14. Before we cancel our boys more, let's go on into our gold medal. My gold medal, the King is back, Conor McGregor, and I'm gonna read this little drunk storm. You probably missed it. You probably have only seen the screenshots, but I'll remind you. This is what he said. How much did you get him on the volley? Who might you be asking? I'd love to boot that little gimp. I didn't think I'd laugh, but every time you see his little gimp, it's just so fucking funny. I'm going to make it my mission to score a 3-pointer with them one day. Han the God, little smelly inbred.
Man, just Connor's has been on a rant lately. He's been
just when you think he loses his fastball, he comes out with you little gimp, and he goes after Hasbulla.
Right? Of all people, too, Hasbulla.
Is Hasbulla your gold? Is that what we got next? Is that the little segue, or did he get passed over?
No, he got passed over for something slightly funnier, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, before we go into that, just so we don't go off topic real quick, Hasbulla. I think this is because Alexander Volkanovski got fucking smashed with a burger.
Yeah.
Conor wanted to get on the action, so he wanted to punt him.
Yeah, he did. Right. Wants to punt the little fella.
He wants to punt this little.
Gimp, to be exact. To quote McGregor.
Oh my God, I love Conor. I love this Conor. Just drunk Conor going off on his little tweet storms.
He has to be drunk during all this, right? I mean, he can't. How much proper right mind? How much proper 12 and coke is the man doing?
That is true. He looks, as we said last week, or maybe I think the last show, he looks terrible.
His last show, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he looks terrible.
He looks terrible. He looks disgusting. But If I get one of these a week for him to look like that, I'll take it. I'll take it every day of the week. I'll take it every day of the week. So what do you think how does that affect his chin? Do you think doing coke, like how much does it hurt the chin? Because John Jones did coke for weekends with strippers, and he had an iron chin.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Conor's chin's always been relatively good, so I wouldn't say it hurts it. I just think it hurts the mindset. He's not thinking straight. I mean, he's clearly making crazy, rash decisions going on Twitter. Posted that video the other day.
I saw some dick sucking experts on there saying she wasn't in the right position.
Interesting. So I don't know how it affects the chin, but I know it affects the mental.
The mentals are definitely a little inebriated.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. All right, enough Connor. Actually, let's just go ahead and hit all of our headlines. Hamzat Chimaev, there's a headline. Nate Diaz headline. Patty Pimblett headline. Okay.
Right.
Okay, we hit all of our goalposts as an MMA show. We talked about all the Mickey Mouse people. All right, Anthony, let's wrap this thing up with your gold medal.
So my gold medal, I don't know if anybody saw it, but it goes to LeBron James making goat noises at Serena Williams winning her match yesterday against the number 2 player in the world. Quite literally was recording and just going bah, bah
let's
the whole time. Let's play it for the people.
So obviously, pause now. Go look it up now. But if you're like really lazy and you want to hear it, pause. You have a second. Giving you another pause. Giving you a pause. Here we go.
Go talk. I see you, Serena. Go talk.
I thought we were gonna hit another bam.
It's total dad move, total dad joke. Just LeBron's just turned into the ultimate dad. Gray beard, gray in the hair, jokes all on point as well. So I gotta give the gold to him in this one. Shit was hilarious. I was cracking up when I saw it. So.
Well, how is Skip Bayless going to react to this? Is what I'm curious about.
Skip
I haven't watched his first take.
Yeah, he's gonna probably talk about the pitch and the tone wasn't right. He's probably gonna say it was for a sheep, not a goat. Like he's gonna come on and just say some different shit, man. Skip Bayless is analyzing the video. He's probably gonna talk about
as we speak, he's figuring this out. He is the king. He is like, generational hater on LeBron James.
Generational hater and the bloodline and the bloodline. You can't forget the bloodline.
Cannot forget about Bronny or Bryce.
No.
All right. So before we wrap things up, any shout outs on your end before we head on out for the weekend?
No, I think I'm good this week. Just hope the card's fun and please do not put your money on Tai Tuivasa. All right.
PSA. Do not bet on Tai Tuivasa. PSA. Like everyone, you need to hear that. Like if you are going to grace that God's earth, don't do decision. Like I've heard one person say, take knockout. That's the only way it's happening. It's knockout or bust. It's like, real quick. What do you think? So what's he at? Like plus 400 right now?
Yeah, I saw like plus 415 or something like that.
If his knockout isn't plus 425, they gotta be.
Let's see. Tai Tuivasa.
Let's find out.
We've
talked so much shit about Tai today.
We have. I mean,
it's plus 600. What?
Yeah. I have Inside the Distance plus 600.
Yeah, I'm looking at because he's not going to submit him. Plus submit by submission is plus 2,800. That's really burning money.
Yeah, you might as well just hit me on Venmo or PayPal if that's the case. Like, don't give it to the bookies. Just give it to me.
There's actually one time it was before Conor Poirier 2. Or maybe it was 1. It was whenever Conor snuck the Gilly. Yeah, it was the first one. I remember before the fight, someone said, take Conor by submission. I'm like, who the fuck? What are you talking about? I'm like, just burn your money. And then when Conor had Dustin in the Gilly, I was like, no fucking way. There's no way Conor actually wins by sub. Like, I look like such a dick. And then obviously
that's funny.
Dustin finished this. There was also another instance, again, just to show you how stupid kids are. He said, my dad works for ESPN, and he says the fight is over. Conor wins at 4:15 in the first round. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be to really think that's real? Do you really think the UFC would have pre-taped shit and then put it out? No. Why would Conor be? Don't be that stupid.
If it is pre-taped and it's predetermined, they're not telling some random at ESPN who can then go and tell their whole family. Like that is not what they're doing.
No. And it's also the only people do is the PFL, but neither here nor there. Yeah, so shout out to our boy John McDessie fighting tomorrow. Shout out a bunch of our boys fighting next week. Now we have, I didn't think we would have anyone on the pay-per-view card. Now we have 2. No big deal. Oh, I forgot to tell Darian Weeks. There's a spoiler. It's Darian Weeks is next week. I'm trying to say I thought you were going to ghost my ass. Kind of forgot to tell him that.
But he did it. So we got it.
He did it. We got it. He's a cool dude. Well, might as well say the other one too. We also got Chad and Helliger on. Also fun interview. 2 completely different guys, but both good interviews. So we'll talk to you guys next week with Chad and Helliger, Darren Weeks, maybe Chris Barnett might be coming back on the show, but we got some fun stuff coming up, and see you guys on the other side with Cyril Donnelly. So,
See you.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me all the way to the end. I just want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.fit. If you're looking to better yourself, make sure you go to download the app or visit the website Living.fit today.